glassine work, which you see here, is something that I began in the late 70s. If painting was declared dead, figurative painting was declared way dead. So I was trying to find a way around painting itself. I was trying to find a way of on one hand, reasserting the figure, reasserting the narrative into the discussion of art, at the same time devaluing the painting itself, working with material that would not last forever, working with a reduced language that wouldn't have to take on the responsibility of all of the history of painting in order to justify itself. My concept in it was that I would create an environment of a beach, and then I would treat it using individual pieces of paper as though they were like different moments, different scenes, either in the course of the day or over the course of a longer period of time. This final piece here was changed all that, because this one, this becomes an incident, and an incident fixes time. Everything else here is just a moment in time, and it's not really fixed. It could be all of these people together, some of these people together, one of this, whatever, and they're just doing their own thing. So everything has a shifted meaning. I discovered sort of in the late 70s that the way that I create narrative is through association. For example, in this group of monoprints, I simply started by rolling a linoleum block with ink and then sort of pulling out this figure sitting on a chair. And the way she's looking this direction makes me wonder what it is she's looking at. The next thing I do is create another roll of the ink on the linoleum, and I put this person on there as though she might be looking at this person. And now I become interested in this person because she too is looking away. So now I create this piece here where I project this image of a girl playing with her dog. As this narrative is moving along, this woman is beginning to fade into memory. Once again, do another run through with the linoleum, and now the woman is completely gone. However she started, she becomes the lesser part of the ongoing narrative, which seemed to circle around that. I could never arrive at this without having started with her, even though ultimately she's the less important of the thing. Whatever that thing is. You end up with the thing, Watercolor, for example, is a medium that I just adore doing. I love doing it. And what the challenge for me is in the watercolor is trying to run that balance between this liquid which wants to go wherever it wants to go, and being able to sort of pull it into a form, a gesture that convinces me and hopefully the viewer that that puddle of colored liquid also is a leg with muscle and bone in it. For all intents and purposes, this is just a blob, and yet somehow you begin to read in that blob a very particular kind of person, a very particular kind of head with a size of a forehead and a bone structure and whatnot, that then disappears again into just liquid. In this exhibition, that the whole environment was inspired by the tragedy of 9/11. On the day that it happened, there was a few images of people who fell or jumped from the towers. The sculpture itself I called tumbling woman as opposed to falling woman or falling figure. I positioned her so that her hand would extend because I was hoping that people would come along and grab her to help stop her. You know, the difference between sculpture and painting is that, this is a broad generalization, but in painting your hand follows your eyes, right? Your eye sees something and your hand describes what it sees. In sculpture, often the reverse, which is that you're modeling something and your hands move away from where your eye can see, but you're still connected to the thing that you're making, and all of a sudden memory is unlocked in the hand, and it's a memory that the eye cannot unlock.